Welcome to Sadaaqa, a show that celebrates the deep and personal ties between India and Kuwait, one story at a time. And we have been doing this since January 2022. Today, we are in a very, very different setup. We are inside, seated in the atrium of the Kuwait National Library. It's a beautiful, gorgeous building, and you can see the light which is coming through. There's a sandstorm going on outside, a bit of a sandstorm, so the light is a little muted, but it's beautiful, and we are in the midst of a very, very what should I say, a very significant exhibition that has been organized by the National Council of Culture, Arts and Letters in association with the Embassy of India, and it's called Rehla-e-Dosti, which celebrates India-Kuwait partnership. Now, I must mention here that Rehla-e-Dosti celebrates 250 years of Kuwait-India partnership, but we at Sadaaqa, and while I have been researching this show for the last 3-4 years, I found out that India and Kuwait connections do go back to Dilmun times. But yes, Kuwait got urbanized 250 years ago. So this is the partnership that happened after the urbanization of Kuwait. So from that point of view, 250 years makes sense. So I'm very, very happy and honored today to sit down and speak with two extraordinary brothers and from the Al-Razaq family. Prime Minister Modi, while on his visit to Kuwait, he mentioned the Al-Razaq family of Kuwait, and so we will be speaking to Walid Ismail Al-Abdul Razaq and Abdul Latif Ismail Al-Abdul Razaq, a name, this Al-Razaq name resonates with heritage, trade and connection. While the family's history in India goes back to the 19th century, from the pearl markets of Surat to the markets of Bombay, today's conversation isn't just about the past. Instead, it's about love for Indian languages, for its festivals, for its food. It's about growing up speaking Hindi, Konkani and Marathi, and we are going to hear them speak hopefully the 3 languages. It's about going to school in Pune, having cousins in Mumbai and calling Goa home. And you'll hear traditions, stories of Indian traditions that are very much alive in a Kuwaiti household. And we will talk about Bollywood, perhaps Pani Puri, and Desi habits that surprise their friends. And you will be moved by the genuine affection that these two brothers carry for the country that is more than just a place for them. So in Sadaaqa, every story is a bond, and every episode is a tribute. And so today we pay a tribute to the Al-Razaq family of Kuwait. So thank you for being on Sadaaqa, and thank you for taking time and coming to this beautiful exhibition. And you, Mr. Abdul Latif, you were a speaker at the opening ceremony, and I got a feedback from the people who are here. Unfortunately, I came a little late, but they were so, I think you said things which people did not know about, So I think that was, we are hoping to find out some more of it today. And Mr. Walid as well. Now, I want to talk to both of you about your personal connection to India. So firstly, have you been through the exhibition?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
It's nice.
Okay.
Reactivating the heritage.
Okay. And we'll make it a point to make him speak in Hindi. Both the brothers speak very good Hindi. तो आप हमारे दर्शकों को बताइए कि आपको ये एग्जीबिशन कैसा लगा?
बहुत
अच्छा लगा? क्यों अच्छा लगा?
ये पुरानी यादें
ताज़ा करती है. हाँ. और आपके लिए?
वेली तो लर्निंग कर्व था. काफ़ी फैमिली की हिस्ट्री है. और क्या कहते हैं, ये बस कहना चाहता था जैसा different centuries में different family आए थे इंडिया. और इंडिया it shows उसकी क्या importance थी उस
ज़माने में.
और कुवैती रिलेशन, वो करेंसी भी वही इस्तेमाल करते.
हाँ, हम रुपया यूज़ करते थे यहाँ पर. That's right. We used to use रुपया.
कोई रिफ्लेक्शन यानी जो क्या कहते हैं फ्लक्चुएशन नहीं थी. सो काफ़ी ट्रेड थी. उस ज़माने में इंडिया क्या कहते हैं, it was a modern.
It was. That's
pre-oil.
Pre-oil, yeah.
and people were living in mud houses out there. उसकी वजह से यानी India was more of an advanced country, and
the people from the Gulf look towards that side, right?
No, this was the nearest
Yeah,
country
the nearest big country.
they could travel.
Yeah, they could travel to. Yeah. So both your connections with India run deep. Mr. Abdul Latif, I mean, both your first cousins live in Bombay, if I'm not mistaken, and they're Indian citizens. I know of another family whose first cousins live in Bombay, and that is the Al-Qadis, right?
well, I'm not aware of the families
Yeah.
who's still living there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, Ibrahim Al-Qadi is considered the father of modern Indian theatre. I mean, he was, yes.
Yes, I heard.
Yes, absolutely. So he's been adopted India adopted him as her son, So we never knew of him as Kuwaiti, but he was completely Kuwaiti, fully Kuwaiti, So how close are you to the Indian side of your family, both of you?
We still have connections.
You have connections?
Plus, I still maintain a house in Goa.
You have a house in Goa?
Mm.
Okay.
Of course, it was built by my father.
Mm-hmm.
See, Goa was a British colony. They shifted from Bombay to Goa.
Mm-hmm. They shifted from Bombay to Goa. And what about you? You still talk to them?
I'm in touch with my cousins. They're much older than me.
Okay.
But my last visit was in mid-90s.
Okay, that's quite a long time back.
So
It's been a while.
I hardly visit India. I also have my aunt from my mother's sisters,
Okay.
living in Bandra.
Okay.
So, वो तो आती रहती.
She comes, huh?
हाँ,
वो आती रहती है.
वो आती रहती. वो कुवैत की पैदाइश है. बस उसके माहिर सिकंदर उनका नाम है.
Okay.
उनकी कुछ रिलेशन है वो अशरफ.
I see.
And जो होता था कि एजेंसी में Nikon and Kodak के लिए. I have that kind of relation.
You have that kind of relations. Okay. But you have to redress this. You must go to India.
Definitely.
You have to, right? I mean, there's been a lot of change. I mean,
मैं इंतजार हूँ बस मेरी औलाद थोड़ी उम्र बड़ी हो जाए उसकी ताकि हम सब
you want to go together. You want to go together. Yeah.
अब जब मेरे भाई के उनके रिलेशन ज्यादा इनके दोस्ते गोवा के
And then all his friends are from Goa. Yeah.
Even my childhood friend
Yeah. You still in touch with them?
was in a boarding school.
Yeah, I want to ask you, Mr. Waleed. I mean, you were born in Goa, and you studied in Pune. What are some of the strong memories from that time?
See, it was a boarding public school.
Okay.
Okay. Still, it is a existing that
Uh-huh.
prestigious school.
Okay.
And those childhood memories will never.
Did you come to Kuwait those times? Did you ever visit Kuwait?
The
Your-
first time I came, it was in 72.
So till 72, you were in India. I see. And when you first came to Kuwait, was there a culture shock or something?
In the 70s, Kuwait was not that developed.
Yeah, but I think Kuwait at that point of time was one of the most advanced countries in many ways
Yeah.
in the Gulf,
Indigo.
right?
Yeah.
It used to be called the Lulu of the Gulf, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
correct.
yeah. So what were the days in Goa like? I mean, when I asked Dr. Lubna, what is it about your childhood in Mumbai? So she said, I remember the rains. I remember eating bhutta, the corn on the cob. She said bhutta, and visiting the neighborhood libraries for books. That's what she said. What do you remember?
Well, there are so many memories,
Okay.
especially in Goa and all. The food is
Amazing food, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, amazing fish there. That's one thing that Goa has. I mean, of course, India, a lot of people, I eat fish. I mean, I'm from a fish-eating community from Bengal. But Goa also has a very strong tradition of eating fish. So do you go back to Goa?
We go every year.
You go every year.
Because I still maintain the house.
You still maintain a house. Which part of Goa do you have a house?
in Pondo.
Okay. And every time you go back, it's a beautiful experience.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's home, right?
for
Is it right to say that, Mr. Waleed?
हमारा घर ही है.
हमारा घर ही है. Yes, हमारा घर ही है. That's say that is true. So what is that one thing about India that immediately makes you feel at home no matter how long you've been away from it?
उनकी ज़बान,
Zuban, khana,
culture,
the culture. That's just not one thing, huh? There are quite a few things.
Friends.
Yeah.
care for those.
Yeah. Your friends as well.
Yeah.
Do you still in touch with your friends in Goa? Yeah. Okay. And you both speak Hindi and Urdu fluently. And in your brother's case, even Konkani and Marathi. So,
Speak Konkani.
बताइए कुछ हमें कोंकणी में. Tell us.
जो भी खाने का.
हाँ. Every time you go back to Goa, what is that one thing you always do? Tell that to us in Konkani. Say that in Konkani. That's your camera.
Amche goy.
Amche?
Goy.
Amche Goa. What does that mean?
Our Goa.
Our Goa. Okay. The first time I went to Goa was by ship from Bombay. And it was quite a beautiful experience. I don't know whether people still go to Goa by ship or not.
No more. That liner, I think, is closed.
It's closed now. Okay. So you directly fly into Panjim.
There's airport now, they have two.
Okay.
Okay. One is in Daboling, the old one.
Okay.
And the new one they have built.
But you have to go from Goa. I mean, you have to go from Bombay, sorry. There is
Previously, before Corona, they had a direct flight.
Well, that was nice. That was good. Maybe people can think about it, right?
Now they have started recent.
Oh, they've started it again. That's good news then.
That Air India Express or something.
Oh, Air India Express. That's right. That's right. Okay. So,
ये बस मैं कहना चाहता था जैसे मेरे वास्ता कुवैत में गो
Yeah.
कम्युनिटी था
हाँ.
वो मेरे भाई है.
Okay.
जब भी
I will be fluent Konkani. Okay?
You speak fluent Konkani.
And nobody will know that you are a Kuwaiti.
You know, there's a very big Konkani community here.
Yep.
Do you go for the events?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Okay. There are, I think, 800,000 Goan
Yeah.
community or 80,000. I have no idea.
Must be 80,000. Must be 80,000. Yeah. So, what about you? I mean, how do you speak, both of you? I mean, do you speak these languages? Are they a natural part of your life?
See, I learned Marathi because I was a boarding school.
अच्छा, मराठी में हमने नहीं सुना आपसे. तो अगर हम आपसे बोले कि
अपना जय महाराष्ट्र.
जय महाराष्ट्र, absolutely. Okay, yeah. I'm sure the Shiv Sena will be very happy.
Common
Yeah.
in Maharashtra. And if you speak Marathi in Maharashtra, there are incidents which I can't imagine.
Tell us.
Like during invasion,
Okay.
you are stuck in Bombay.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no visa because that time we didn't have OCI.
Okay.
So you had to renew your visa.
Mm-hmm.
There was no embassy, nothing. So you had to go to the home department.
Mm-hmm.
I went with my passport and showed him and started speaking in Marathi.
What did you say?
He got up from his
Yeah.
आप कुवैती असून तुम्ही एवढी चांगली मराठी बोलतो.
फिर
बस उसने काम करके दे दिया.
काम करके दे दिया.
It counts a lot.
The language definitely counts a lot. I agree totally. Absolutely. So now, do you still have certain family traditions at home that is very Indian?
See, because of my mother's and wife's background.
Your mother is, just to tell our viewers, your mother is an Indian and your wife as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we still follow Indian. My children, they follow Indian customs.
Can they speak Hindi as
Yeah.
well? They can. That's nice. Okay. So this is how many generation, Mr. Abdul Latif?
It's quite a lot.
Fifth or sixth generation?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah, he still carries on.
Yeah, it carries on.
He's lucky that he's got his children that still carry that on. With me, because my wife is Kuwaiti, so we don't converse in
Okay.
in
Yeah.
Urdu.
Yeah.
And my only thing that I have at home watching Bollywood movies.
Oh, yes.
And,
Yeah.
at least especially when they have these old stories and they speak in Urdu, I need to focus. Try to remember my Urdu because I don't have anybody to converse with.
That's right.
So
भूल जाते हैं कभी कभी
वो होता है
होता है ना
काफी
Yeah.
अगर जबान काफी आती है ना
That's right.
कभी कभी भूल जाता
Yeah. Practice की भी बात है
वही है
हाँ
यहाँ पे तो मैं मिनिस्ट्री में काम करता
That's okay.
सो जो कॉलीग्स हैं उनके साथ अरबी में बात होती और हमारी जो सर्विस कराते हैं वो बंगाली होते हैं नेपाली
That's right. Yeah.
तो सब उनको हिंदी आती है
Uh-huh.
सो उनसे मैं हिंदी
Yeah, you can talk to them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
और कुछ यानी जो अपनी कॉलेज को मैं उनको इंग्लिश में बात करता हूँ
Okay.
कि वो आखिरी में थोड़े इंग्लिश समझे
Yeah. They can practice the language. Yeah.
सो यानी खुश नसीब है
That's true. So now we need to take a short break. We call it the Al Mullah break.
Okay.
So they are one of our sponsors and they have a gift which we would like to give to you. So we'll just come back.
Sure.
Welcome back to Sadaaqa. We are speaking to the Al Razak brothers and we are finding out more and more new things and it's an interesting conversation. But before we go ahead, Al Mullah Exchange, one of the largest remittance companies in Kuwait, they have been supporting us. An endeavor like this, like Sadaaqa, would not have been possible without corporate support. We've been doing it since January 2022, and we're very grateful to Al Mullah for backing us. And so we have a gift from Al Mullah Exchange, which we will give to our two guests. I just want to tell you that Al Mullah, I don't know whether you need to send money to India or anywhere else, but I've been using Al Mullah app. There's an app that Al Mullah Exchange has, and it allows you to just about do everything. For example, my daughter is going to study in Dublin in August, so I made a payment through the app just yesterday, and so that takes care of her tuition fees. And I used the app even earlier to send money for her hostel fees. And now they also have something called, they also allow us to pay for personal purchases. So if I want to buy something from India, buy something from, a boutique or a store, I do it through the app. It allows me to send money immediately. So personal purchases are also very, very convenient. So we'd like to give both you brothers this very small gift from Al Mullah, and thank you for receiving it. So now we come back to talking about your family legacy. Now you, Mr. Abdul Latif, have sourced out a lot of family connections through books, letters and newspaper reports. So recently for this exhibition that we are, for this particular exhibition, and we will take you through some of the letters that he has sourced out, some of the documents that he has sourced out later in the show, and we will be showing it on the background while we are talking. So we want to find out that your family traded pearls in Surat in 19th century.
Yeah, I've learned in the 19th century, our grandfathers, the great parents, they actually, his brother was corresponding with his brother that go to Surat because it's a developed city for Bombay in those days. So obviously he settled in Surat and started trading pearl. Now, pearl is a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, they branched out to other things like garments.
Mm-hmm.
And where I also learned that they actually sold garments to Egypt from India.
Okay.
And that was the oldest letter they were able to find any Kuwaiti trader that traded to Egypt. So that was an interesting part.
Yeah, through India. Through India, yeah.
But that's before when the English took over the garment.
That's right, yeah.
So they were selling Kashmiri, all different kind of garments in those days, which I'm not well, I will swear, but they were like sold in 2 boxes. A letter was sent by the Egyptian trader to our great-grandfather saying that we have received it on one of the vessels, and it was worth of 740 Egyptian pounds.
That's quite a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
With the value of it today.
Yeah.
Surat by itself is a hub for.
Yeah, now it is, I think, a hub for diamond trading, if I'm not mistaken. It was, yeah. It was a very important port in India.
And then I guess then you started to eventually then getting the cultured pearls that
The
disturbed
Japanese
disturbed
invention.
the market.
Yeah.
And there was obviously World War One, and
Yeah.
there's a
lot of things going on at that point of time. Yeah. So from when you the business shifted from Surat to Mumbai, did the kind of business that the family did that change?
No, same thing.
They continued with pearls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides the trade, they were also influential in the Islamic society.
I was going to ask you about the Muhammadiyya society.
Exactly.
Right.
And our great grandfathers were involved in that.
What was that society about?
You see, again, when I read the articles, there were mixture of different sects of Islam.
Islamic faith. Okay.
So there was like Boris,
The Shias and the Sunnis.
so
Ismailis. Yeah.
Ismailis. So it shows you there was a unity between the different sects.
Okay.
And
this was in Bombay.
this was in Bombay. And then my grandfather was involved in the Arab Islamic relation. Again, developed in the Arab community, Islamic Arab.
Is that what you call the Arab Islamic Forum?
That's correct.
Yeah, which started in Bombay in 1926. Yeah, what was the scope of that? I mean, what kind of work did they do?
You see, there's one of the letters that I came to my knowledge that they were asking to support the Syrian revolution.
Okay.
When the French were colonized.
Yes.
And they needed all sorts of support of financial, food. So I could see through the letters he was corresponding to his to the Kuwaitis to give them their support.
Okay.
So I don't have the details of it, but you could make out of what's going on that period.
I see. And your grandfather may have played a very, very important role in both the Muhammadiyya Society and the Arab Islamic Forum.
Seems like it.
Seems like that. Seems like that.
Looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much of the depth, I'm not sure. But you could tell if they were able to read or write, they were quite literate.
Okay.
And courageous for him to travel all the way from the peninsula all the way to the subcontinent. So,
Sahi baat hai. That is true. That is true. Yeah. And you mentioned also in your speech that I just want to tell my viewers that this is an exhibition which is still alive, which is on. So you will find people going through exhibits in the background, but then it's nice to be able to sit here, right? And to be doing this while there are people visiting and actually looking and interacting with the documents on display. So I also want to ask you that you mentioned that Prime Minister Modi mentioned your family during his visit to Kuwait. I remember, I also had this faint recollection, yes.
Our grandfather started their trading in pearls and Surat, and then moving on. So
it's a great honor.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a surprise for us.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't aware of that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know,
and it started a journey of knowing and learning for you as well, right?
So yeah. I knew about my grandfather, but there's a lot I didn't know about my great grandparents.
Okay.
So it's just a beautiful for me to stand up and talk in this event. I think they deserved somebody to represent them.
Okay.
So that was my real purpose of people to be aware of the Indian and Kuwaiti relation.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whether you've seen the series on Netflix called Muhammad Ali Road.
Yeah.
वो तो सुनने में आया वो कुवैती थी वो बस मैंने नहीं देखा.
I think you should watch it. I watched it. And we had the person who wrote the script. He came on Sadaaqa and he spoke to us. And it was very interesting. I found the series fascinating. It talks about Kuwaitis living in India in the early 20th century, like your grandfather. And as you said, they were like based over there. They spoke the Hindi, the language, and
they were so involved with that culture, During Diwali festival, Hindus used to bring, these people used to send sweets to them.
Yeah.
And in return, these people used to get eat,
Yeah. I know Dr. Lubnan Qadi spoke about celebrating Diwali and Holi in India while she was a student there. So if I were to ask you about culture and food, if we go into that area, what's your go-to Indian meal that brings back instant memories?
Oh, there's so many. He's a good cook.
Okay, he's a good cook, huh?
He's an excellent cook.
Okay.
See, every state in India has a cook.
Yes, but there must be something like, in my case, it could be khichdi. But what will it be for you? Like, that's it.
This was more brought up in Goa.
Yeah.
Fish curry and rice.
Fish curry and rice. And what about you? Same?
Yeah, but it's so much variety. So,
I know.
I mean, one of the things I got my wife used to enjoying is the bel puri.
The bhel puri. See, we said we'll talk about pani puri. We landed up speaking about bhel puri, dosa. Yeah.
को काफी पसंद आता.
And she's a Kuwaiti, so.
Kuwaiti हो तो जो मैं खाऊंगा उनको खाना पड़े.
So where do you get nice bhel puris in Kuwait?
एक famous जगह है वो Amman.
Amman, of course, yes, Amman and Thakkar, right? Yeah, in Salmiya, which is a very, very Indian place here in Kuwait. So which Indian festival do you enjoy the most?
See, in food, I would like to tell Moti. Because of our Indian culture, most of the Kuwaitis are influenced with Indian food.
Okay, that's true. The spices are the same, right? The majboos could be considered a takeoff from the biryani.
He said, previously, we never knew how to cook. It's more influence with the Indian.
Yeah, the spices, the technique of cooking, and some of the things that you eat. So, is there an Indian festival that you've enjoyed the most during your time in Goa?
See, Goa is very famous for that Ganpati festival.
Yeah, Ganpati festival. Christmas as well, right? Christmas is huge in Goa.
Yes.
Yeah. So, have you celebrated any Indian festival here in Kuwait ever?
Not much.
Not much?
Because, see, there are very few organizations where they make this festival.
That is true. That is true. I think the Keralites, which Anis is a Malayali, so they do a lot of Onam here. Onam is celebrated. But we'll make it a point, Anis, next time that we have a big celebration, we will call both of them, invite both of them, right? And yes, absolutely, we'll keep that in mind. So, and who's your favorite Bollywood star? You mentioned watching Bollywood.
I enjoy a lot of Amir Khan. Is it Amir Khan?
Amir Khan, yeah.
Amir Khan. He's some of his movies are just fantastic. And there are a lot of actors, are good actors. What's his name? That job. I forgot his name.
You mean Shah Rukh?
No, not Shah Rukh. Shah Rukh is a good actor, but there's another upcoming stars, there was a couple of stories on Rajasthan families and the tradition. That was just amazing. I could offer names.
Okay.
Ranveer?
Ranveer, yes, Ranveer, yeah.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
Some of the movies of him is
okay.
I like
okay.
that.
Okay. And is there a Hindi phrase or a saying that you use a lot?
In Hindi or Goanese or Marathi?
Konkani, Marathi. ऐसा कुछ है जो आप बहुत यूज करते हैं?
You are out of practice.
You are out of practice now.
For me, it's very common, because you are still updating yourself with your Indian friends and
Okay. So now you mentioned the Darwaza,
Right.
which is named after your family, and a street named after your family.
Darwaza is basically where my family used to reside.
Okay.
And I believe Darwaza is a Farsi also.
It's a door.
It's a door.
Yeah.
I always thought Darwaza was the Indian word.
It is, we call it Darwaza. Yani a lot of Indian words, there is again a very, very close connection between Iran, Persia,
Exactly.
and India because of our very close, and historically. So a lot of our words in Hindi have come from Persian. And I think a lot of word from Sanskrit may have gone to them as well, you know? We don't know, yeah.
Arabic.
Yeah, even in Arabic, absolutely. So Darwaza is door. So is it still there?
The door's not there, but the name is still.
Okay.
So everybody, it's well known. It's such of a city. So
Where is it exactly?
it's ending the banking sector.
Oh, in the banking. Okay. Darwaza Abdul Razak. I see. It's a big honor to have a Darwaza named after one's family.
True. Our father used to reside there. A lot of our uncles, our grandparents, some of them are born there.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking about after the era. So I have one of my cousins that was born in 50s in Darwaza. So not everybody moved out of Darwaza straight away. Eventually, when Kuwait started expanding.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the old timers, I mean, like my older cousins, they still remember the streets, what they talk about it, it's just like watching a black and white movie for them.
So that's a legacy again, which connects both the countries, right? The two countries together.
I'm sure there is, because the word they get,
The word itself, yes. That's right. So now we've come to the end of the show. It's called Namaste Kuwait. And I think you are aware of Mughal Mahal, both of you, right? I mean, Mughal Mahal is a stellar example of India-Kuwait collaboration. Along with their Kuwaiti partners, this team of 3 Indian men have built a huge chain of Indian restaurants in Kuwait, and it is there in different parts in the north, south, east, and west of Kuwait. And they popularized Indian cuisine and made it so it's a go-to place for Kuwaitis, if I'm not mistaken, Mughal Mahal. Right, so they have this. What they've given us this 50 KD voucher to give to our guests, and we would like to give this to you so that you can go to any of the outlets, Mughal Mahal outlets, and enjoy and have a good time. So I want to ask you, Mr. Abdul Latif, both of you, please take the question. Whoever wants to take it, that if you had to eat, this is a fun question, only one Indian dish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Is there something, chapli kebab?
Oh, chapli kebab, yes, chapli kebab. It's a North Indian delicacy, yes.
it's
I
not
know they-
from Lucknow side.
Yeah, chapli kebab, I think from Lucknow side, that's right.
So I'm
So it
sure
would
if they
be,
serve that, but what would you go for?
See, this
he would go for fish and rice, I think,
Yeah.
right?
they don't cook here.
They don't cook here. I think it's that, I think the Goan preparation with the coconut, the green curry, right? There's a green curry and I don't know, a yellow curry or a red curry, I'm not sure.
Typical. The most famous you can do here in Kuwait is the shrimps,
The shrimps. Okay. And I'm just thinking if we have a Goan restaurant here in Kuwait, I don't think so. If I'm
There
not,
was one, but he closed it.
I think Thakkara also, I don't know whether you've eaten in Thakkara, which is in Salmia Block 10, but I think they do a little bit of Malayali and Konkani cooking. Now, if Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan, who would you choose?
Amitabh Bachchan.
Amitabh Bachchan? What about you?
That's a tough question. I mean, Amitabh Bachchan has been there from my childhood
Right?
till today.
Amitabh Bachchan has been for your child. What's your favorite Amitabh Bachchan movie?
Sure, I remember.
Sholay.
Sure.
And what about you?
No, Sholay was one of
Yeah, iconic films. Absolutely. So India is famous for its festival. Have you ever celebrated Holi or Diwali?
yes.
You have celebrated. What was that experience like?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And those beautiful sweets.
The beautiful sweets and the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you? Have you ever been?
No,
No, you okay? Okay, we have to redress that. And and you both speak Hindi, so and you speak Konkani. I'm going to ask you to translate this. So if I say that the relations may, it's not a fun phrase. May the relations between India and Kuwait grow stronger and better in the future years.
Tried myself.
Okay.
The best what I.
Yeah. आप मराठी में पहले बोलिए.
मराठीमध्ये आम्ही देवाकडे मागू हे रिलेशन जीवनभर राहायला पाहिजे.
Okay. और कोंकणी?
देवाकडे आम्ही मागतो की हे इंडिया कुवेट रिलेशन वाढत पुढची.
Okay. Well, that's nice. And what would you say in Hindi to our viewers?
So, इंशाल्लाह ये उम्मीद है जैसे हमारी दो देश की साथ रिलेशन इससे आगे बढ़े वो तारीखी रिलेशन है इंशाल्लाह ये रिलेशन पूरी जिंदगी तक रहे.
Okay. And before I give you this very, very valuable voucher, because we love Mughal Mahal food, I want to ask you, is there something special in Mughal Mahal that you like to eat? Have you tried Mughal Mahal?
Yes.
What is that thing from Mughal Mahal, that item that you really like?
See, their Chinese food is not bad.
The Chinese food.
Yeah.
You prefer the Chinese food? Mughal Mahal Chinese food. Okay. And what about you, Mr. Abdul Latif?
Oh, the kebabs.
The kebabs, the kebabs. So here you go,
Thank you.
to the both of you. All right. And thank you, both of you. Yes, thank you, Mughal Mahal. And I'd like to thank both of you. As you see, there's a lot of movement going on here. We are in a public space, and there's an exhibition going on over here. So, but I'm sure that it's a very different way of doing an interview here on Sadaaqa, but we've enjoyed the experience. Thank you, both of you, for coming on our show and for honoring us with your presence. Thank you. Thank you very much.